Comrades, Wits University is a space for learning. Wits University is a space where ideas must be exchanged and how the country must be run. That's why Wits University came with a model to fund free education. Now, if you shoot these bright black minds, who will provide leadership? Because there's no leadership in the country. Comrades, the police are leaving. They were told to park outside of campus, not inside campus. Comrades, from today, moving towards the assembly, let us not give Habib Adam any reason to bring those thugs inside campus. In as much as we know that this man is a criminal, Adam Habib is a criminal who planted 3 bottles of beer and said it's a petrol bomb. Comrades, we can't forget that this criminal is capable of doing anything so that he bring other criminals like him on campus. That's why, comrades, we must also be police ourselves. Police that criminal. Our role is to police the criminal at 11th floor. Comrades, we will police that criminal until the assembly. In the assembly, we must table a proposal that because criminal, you introduce something called a referendum. Let's give you a taste of it. A referendum that Adam Habib must leave. Comrades, Mandla. Comrades, the criminal dug a deep hole, wanted to push us there. It must be him who's going there through the referendum. Let me allow the advocate to speak because the advocate must provide a line of march legally. Advocate, some of us.
Well, unfortunately, we have lost the link there to the Wits University where students have convened for a conference.
And you will assist us because I am going to sleep where I paid to sleep. Whosoever comes there, the law allows that I must defend myself. Thank you, advocate.
Mandla, how are you too? Thank you. I think we'll only have one problem at the assembly. We're going to have 2 vice chancellors. So we don't know which one to listen to. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Amanda, thank you very much. Yes, I think that some of the key points have been raised. I just want to approach it from this angle. The duty now that we have is to craft what is going to happen in the next 48 hours. In the next 48 hours, as has been just said, we need to ensure that this place goes back to what it was designed for, which is a place of exchange of ideas, not a place of police moving up and down this place. Now, if we are going to achieve that, it means that we will be able to engage in our own groups with the staff, with the workers, and so on in the next 48 hours to ensure that by Friday, hopefully there is a set of minimum demands that we can all agree on as the university community. So that moving forward from there, those demands, those minimum demands, obviously at the base of those demands is the issue of free education, must then be taken by the university community as a whole, where it belongs, which is the government of the day. The government must then must ready itself now, as from now, to answer to say what their answer will be when on Friday they are presented not just by the students, not just by the workers, not just by the academic staff, but by the churches, by parents, by all concerned South Africans, with a blueprint that says we want answers. We don't want this kind of wishy-washy message that precipitated this whole thing that came from Minister Nzimande last week. We want answers as to when, how, what is going to happen next, and so on. And those answers must be provided to the wider South Africa and to all of us. So in short, our task now is to define our activities for the next 48 hours, to galvanize the largest possible support base behind the demand of free education. It is also to ensure, as Mcebo just said, that we do not give them an excuse to come into campus and abuse people unprovoked as they did to us when we were walking this morning. And that is what kept us there for such a long time, because the biggest debate was, we cannot come and ask you here to say high morale, high discipline for the next 48 hours, but at the same time, the academic program, as they say, is continuing. Because we know that that is one of the issues that the students at least have told us is provocative, in the sense that we can't have other people pretending that as it's business as usual. So that was the biggest victory that we received, that the university is now going to consult its constituencies, university council, and so on, to ensure that that agreement is agreed to and put in place. And some of us will be in touch with the admin for the next 2 or 3 hours, so that when they release the message to the student body, it will be a message that we will have looked at ourselves. So it's very, very important. The situation is very delicate. If something untoward happens in the next 48 hours, we know that that will mean the whole deal falls away. So let that not be done on our account. There's nothing you can do if the bouncers or the police or anybody provokes us or comes and walks up and down here. Then the student body must not be blamed, because these students have committed to looking after the situation until the assembly on Friday, and then after that the next line of march will be provided by yourselves. Again, I want to emphasize, ours is simply to be going up and down between yourselves and the admin, and the next phase might be that we together now as a community, we might have to be engaging with government as to what the real objective, when the real objectives are going to be realized. But this is your struggle, and your struggle is anchored by the one issue which says that free education is possible. And all the minds that are gathered here, all the minds in this country, surely must be able to produce a blueprint as to when free education is going to be provided. I'm now going to... When? Now. Free education? Now. Free education? Now. We want it when? Now. I'm now going to call our chairperson, Tieho, just to wrap up, so that, because we are still going to be continuing to engage with all sorts of stakeholders. The two issues are to find what we've called the blueprint. The second one is to make sure that the assembly is as representative as possible. And maybe a third issue is, hopefully, as we're sitting here, maybe we are providing some kind of blueprint which can be copied and used even on other campuses, so that there is the necessary dialogue. Amandla. Sure. Oh, yes. One of the issues that we're going to raise, the very first issue that we're raising in the continuing dialogue with them is that victimization. All the people who are affected by this action, the victimization, whether it's in the form of warrants of arrest or charges or university disciplinary charges, that issue by Friday must be sorted out and away with any victimization of students. Thank you. I'm going to ask now our chairperson, Tekom Seneke, just to wrap up and say what we on our side will be engaged with. On your side, sorry. Yes, please.
Is it possible to, against the university, the state, and the police, some sort of class act for victimization and gratuitous violence on student bodies, unarmed student bodies, especially being shot at at close range? Can we sue them? Can we take them to court?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. No, so far I was just saying yes to the question. But the answer is also yes. Let me just tell you very briefly, without going into off a tangent. There are two cases that we have discussed. The one was the issue of the referendum. The second case that we are working on, and there's a team of lawyers that are working on this, which I'm involved in, is the issue of taking the whole free education Section 29 issue to the Constitutional Court. Because we believe that not only has the ruling party promised free education, but the Constitution also promises free education. Some of these cases, and we will discuss this at a later stage, have to be brought irrespective of what the outcome is, just so that we can articulate in a decent forum where there'll be no stun grenades, articulate at an intellectual level and engage about this issue. What is it that we mean when we say free education is possible? And ask very searching questions about corruption, what it is that should be sacrificed. The question that we asked this morning, for example, do we need to have these 9 provinces and MECs and all that if that money could be used for free education? These are the kinds of things that people have been asking. And if you go to court with well-researched, well-documented economic models that can be presented to a court of law, it might well be that the outcome favors us. But between those two, to answer your question directly, 2 days ago, we received another brief which is related to what you are saying from UJ. UJ students are bringing an urgent application. In fact, if I was not here today being tear gassed, I would have been working on that application. Next week, there's going to be an application which obviously will have implications here. The long and short of that application is to say that it is unlawful for the university to hire those bouncers and to be, for any university for that matter, to get the bouncers to come and abuse black bodies on campus. So that is an issue that will be used as a test case, and if it succeeds, then it will open the way to what you are saying. Thank you.
Amanda, I don't intend to be long because I can see some of you are dozing off a little. But let me make a few points. One is that we have an excellent opportunity in the next 48 hours to build consensus in this university community so that the people who are fighting for free education is not just us, but this university as a whole. Because this university is our university. It doesn't belong to anybody else except ourselves. And we want the university to speak with one voice with you and to say that free education now. And this is what we are trying to do in the next 2 days. All of this will culminate in an assembly on Friday at which the university, academics, the Senate, council, everybody, all of the constituents, the workers, the student leaders will together agree that on the principle of free education and what steps the university as a university should take in relation to government in order to ensure that that objective is realized. If all of that works, which I expect it to work, if all of that works, it would mean that from Monday onwards, we ought to be in a position to resume the academic program and to ensure that we have the extended time in the faculties where it is possible, so that all of us have completed our studies for 2016 at the end of this year. The police will move away from campus to the perimeter of campus. We must ensure that nobody has reason to want police on campus. We are too smart, we are too organized, we are too disciplined for us to open ourselves to that situation. So that these police must go back to all the crime spots all over the country and fight crime instead of coming to harass young bright minds here at this university. When we show that there's no need for the police, the next step is to get these bouncers who are full on the university to get off the university. Yes. So it appears to me that we might have an excellent outcome where, in fact, the struggle that you led so ably for free education gains new impetus and goes to a higher level and must be replicated not only in this university but in all the universities in the country. On top of that, all of us emerge out of this alive. And on top of that, all of us complete our 2016 academic year, which is where we want to go to, because all of you deserve to move on in life and to ensure that this great university is yours and improves your life and the lives of everybody. On that point, some of you had raised earlier the point that there are a number of students, I think 7,000, 7,000 students whose fees are behind. Those students are going to sit and write their exams at the end of this year, even when their fees are not paid. So, comrades, let's hold hands and try and get to a successful assembly that affirms this struggle and where we can ensure that we can save this year for all of us and all of the students in this university, whilst the struggle for free education goes higher and higher. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, just one point.
The Prof wants to read a poem.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Before the poem, already the dirty tricks have started. When we left, and we know that they're going to try and paint us as the people who are the cause for the violence, for any violence. As we left there, we became aware, I just wanted to warn you, there is a WhatsApp that was circulated in the last hour or two, which purports to be from us here, which says that for this struggle to advance, what is needed is for a white person to be killed tomorrow or something like that. Yeah. And we must explain that we are not that stupid. We must tell the world now that that kind of rubbish does not come from here. And if they want excuses to shoot our people, they might as well just come and shoot us. That rather than taking some cheap tricks of circulating their own WhatsApps and then attributing it to our students. We're going to show them in the next 48 hours that the battle of the minds is going to construct a way forward for Friday, and no more dirty tricks. Free education? Now! Free education? Now!
introduce it. Comrades, the prof here, the former Vice Chancellor of UKZN, wants to render a poem on mobilization. Comrades, I was not aware of the WhatsApp, but I knew that we are being led by intellectual thugs, and you all know that. Comrades and parents at home and everyone else, we have no business killing white people. Ours is that of free education. We have no business or whatsoever of killing white people. We live with them, we study with them, but ours is that of a main goal. It's free education. So they must try something else. We don't kill white people. Thank you very much. Yes.
Amanda! Amanda! Before I come with a short poem on mobilization, I want to remind you of what we used to go through in our days. There was a time when we decided to break diplomatic relations with God, but found it necessary to pray, and we chose that we are going to pray to some prime minister who was called P.W. Botha, so share with me. P.W. Botha is my shepherd, I am in want. He maketh me to lie down in street corners. He disturbs my soul for apartheid's sake. Yet though I walk through the valleys and shadows of inflation, I anticipate no recovery, for he is against me. He prepareth a reduction in my salary. He increases my VAT. My expenses runneth over. Surely unemployment and uprising shall follow him. All the days of his administration, I shall carry my AK-47 forever and ever. Ra-ta-ta, ra-ta-ta. And today, our AK-47 are inside our minds. High discipline. Right. Here is a poem. We have been. All right. Okay, sure. Now, before I give you that poem, there's one poem called The Reverberations of Silence. What did I call it? Reverberations of silence. Thank you for listening. Now, generally speaking, in Africa, we cannot salute General de Gaulle of France. He packed and left Africa. As for General Spinola of Portugal, he lost his generalship down in the Mozambican bush. As for Churchill and Eisenhower, we watched their buying out parade. As for the founders of their racist barracks, General Botha, General Smuts, General Herzog, it is time for us to take cover. For generally speaking, the best of the generals is a general mobilization for a free education.
Submit assignments and to write tests, we reject that, comrades. If you get any communication from your lecturers asking you to come to their houses to submit anything, remind them that we have shut down and we are now running the academic program. Yeah. Comrades, you must remind them and make it very clear. Can I add? Yes, my sister. Can I add? Yes. You know what? There are faculties here which have majority white students. They've been going to Investec, they've been going to Discovery, they've been going to Liberty, and they've been continuing those lectures, they've been writing their tests, they've been tutored, and they have organized that should university shut down, they will write exams on those premises. We reject that, and we will not allow them to graduate if all of us do not graduate. Our POA for tomorrow is as follows.
We will be meeting at 10 here in Solomon House to begin our occupation of Solomon House. Outside of that, comrades, the same way that we were able today to move as one iron fist is the same way we should present ourselves at the assembly. So while we are occupying, comrades, we will be sharpening one another with regards to free education now. We will be overlooking the model. We will be making sure that the internal demands we will present at the assembly our students want. We will also be mobilizing as well in Bram at South Point residences, comrades, because we need to be able to reach that majority as well. We are asking that tonight we engage with one another on social media so that we can talk to the day students who aren't able to be here at this time. We must be able to mobilize them as well to come to campus. On top of that as well, comrades, to Becky with the good hair, to Tom, Dick and Harry, who is planning to march tomorrow at 10 o'clock, who is planning an anti-protest march against us and against free decolonized education. We are asking nicely that if you want to engage with us, come into our house. You are welcome to come and engage with us here at Solomon. We will not engage with you at the picket lines, but we will engage with you at the assembly. But Becky, Tom, Dick and Harry, if you try these students, I'm going to leave it there. Amanda, come here. Amanda, come here.